In 2021, I had a tweet roll across my timeline announcing a VTuber's debut. And a few months later, I found myself being a whole VTuber of my own. Most VTubers can probably find themselves in the same situation where you found a VTuber, found out what VTubing was, and you instantly fell in love with the idea and wanted to become one immediately. However, now that VTubing has grown from such a small niche, there are things I wish I knew then, and especially now. If I was a brand new VTuber who doesn't have a design or model currently, there's a whole different way I would have started this journey. The first thing I didn't do was really ask myself, what kind of VTuber did I want to be? What did I want my design to reflect? Do I want people to have an easy time drawing me fan art? I didn't think about any of that. I had no reference sheet. My 1.0 design still does not have a drawn reference sheet. She was just birthed into the world as a model. So don't do that. Please try to invest in a proper reference sheet. Like maybe 3 different angles of your design would be good, at least, before spending any more than I'd say $100 or something on a live 2D model. Asking an artist to create a model without a reference sheet could have went so wrong for me, and I'm so thankful. My artist, who I've been working with for years, and for my other Twitch channel art, they had such a good idea of what I wanted and what I imagined Karma 1.0 to be. But if you don't have a personal relationship with an artist like this, please don't rely on them or bet on them being able to perceive and create the design that you want without a proper reference sheet. I mean, I didn't even give my artists a lot of images on Google or anything like that. I just wrote out ideas I had. And I feel like there's such a huge risk you run if you try to comma model either live 2D or 3D without a full and proper reference. I also didn't look around for any free or pay to use models of any kind. I instantly decided, since I was a full-time content creator for 3 years, I just wanted my own custom live 2D model. I'd say I halfway regret this, only because I spent so much time using a model with no legs, and VTuber fans are really big about immersion and seeing the full body of the VTuber they watch. Like, not all the time, but being able to perceive the VTube model as like a full body and not just a half-baked drawing kind of, immerses them. I feel like I dropped the ball with a lot of people who would have supported my journey to becoming more of a real VTuber if I would have spent the money on either ensuring I had a full body model of my own from the start and not choosing an intricate and custom design that I could only afford to have drawn and rigged to her thighs. I love my custom model so much. The idea and creativity that she brings me as a VTuber is unmatched. Truly, the design is one of a kind, and the price I paid for that felt worth to me personally. It's just that on the outside, from the standpoint of someone who's a typical VTuber supporter, may not want to support someone who just went out of their way to become a VTuber and obviously do absolutely no homework about the culture, basics of VTubing, why VTubers are even VTubers. Like, when you see someone just show up with a half-baked avatar, now being in this VTubing community for years, I can completely understand why you would just roll your eyes at someone like me who just showed up and was like, hi, I don't know what's going on, but I like anime and video games, so I'm gonna hang out with you guys. This is my avatar. It's basically insensitive. I knew nothing about Japanese culture when I first became a VTuber. Fast forward 3 years, I am now trying my absolute best to become fluent and speaking and reading Japanese. I feel like I've mastered hiragana, and I've been doing absolutely wonderful reading katakana as well, just working on some commonly used kanji, start taking individual vocabulary I've learned to try to start formulating sentences and understanding full spoken conversations instead of just being able to identify keywords. That's about all that I can do right now. So, but 3 years ago, I had no idea what any of this was. I could only tell you I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon and Inuyasha, not even aware how some of my favorite shows and other things I've loved, such as Vocaloids and Nightcore. I love Nightcore so much. Like, if you like Nightcore, can we be friends? I found it so hard to find people who also like Nightcore, growing up loving it. Anyways, my point is I've loved so many Japanese things, you know, that have come from wonderful artists and Japanese culture growing up, and I was so oblivious. Please try to do better than I did in respecting this, and how Japan influences VTubing culture, because you could really do yourself a favor, you know, like going out of your way, doing the homework. This will make people appreciate you more as a new VTuber. If you have a lot of knowledge in the VTubing culture and norms, but you haven't created much content yet as a VTuber versus me, who ran right away to debut her live 2D model without planning any sort of proper debut, just immediately decided I was turning off my face camera one day and alienating my entire previous audience that I accumulated for 3 years being a face cam live streamer, just assuming people would show up and support a half-baked VTuber who ignorantly never went out of her way to do any sort of homework. I know there's probably a lot of girls out there like me who see VTubers and they're like, wow, I can stream daily, make money, still bank off being like, oh, look at me, you know, I'm a cute gamer girl, teehee, kind of deal, but not show my face? Wow, this is great. I'm gonna do this immediately. Just understand, you're gonna need to cater to a completely new audience. You're gonna retain maybe 10% of the same audience who enjoyed your content with your face camera on. It's just different, you know, it is what it is. If I could do anything as far as going back in time and changing anything, I just wish I could remove all my content being a face camera primarily. Wish someone would have told me what VTubing was before I started on Twitch daily back in 2018. I wish I would have started this entire live streaming career as a VTuber. However, like, I would have not been able to afford my first model without being a content creator. Sometimes when I think about it, you know, like, I got a donation on my birthday back in 2021. It was like $2,000. It was the biggest donation I ever got. I had debt to pay off from like not paying my phone bill during COVID. You know, I wasn't leaving my house much. I just let it turn off and the bill racked up. So I paid that debt off, got my phone turned back on, and then I invested the rest of my money in becoming a VTuber. So you know, that was really cool and all, but the reality is, in today's world, you don't need to spend any money becoming a VTuber. Like, I posted another video talking about how to make a free 3D model like this one that I'm currently using. Really easy, and there's a bunch of other really pretty cheap, like ranging from, I'd say, $20, $60, maybe $100 tops for the lightly customizable VTube models. You can change their hairstyles and colors and some of the outfits. It's, you know, not a way to make like a VTube design that's very complex and specifically original to you. It's a great way to start, you know, creating a model that is appeasing to viewers' eyes, helps you start VTubing on a budget, doesn't break the bank, and it doesn't lock you into a design to use for a prolonged amount of time. One thing about VTubing is people like to see something different often because it makes it more immersive. A real person on camera changes their clothes every day, unless you're Asmongold. So, like, yeah, I remember this one time when I was a face cam streamer, I actually started crying one day. I realized I went to bed after like a really, really late stream. I showered prior to the stream. And like being at your house, you don't, you know, assume after a shower stream, go to bed, wake up. I just didn't like think to change my shirt. And then I just like streamed again the next day. I woke up super early, got right back on stream. No one said anything to me. Like, no one even said like haha same shirt or anything like that, but I got off stream and I just like went through my VOD real quick to like get a clip or something, and then I was like, oh my god, I wore the same shirt 2 days ago. I was so embarrassed. I was like crying. Yeah, like I feel like fellow girls maybe could relate on that. It's just like, I don't know, I didn't want to like seem like a slob, even though like I wasn't like dirty, but yeah, thank god like no one said anything. But you know, now as a VTuber, I just don't care about that stuff, and it's really freeing. You know, saving time on laundry and stuff is really great. So the reality is, if you're a full-time content creator, not leaving your house often, changing your clothes as often, as people who, you know, they leave their house daily and they go to jobs, they're like outside sweating. It's not the same as just sitting in your gaming chair in the AC. So I don't know. No need to constantly be doing the laundry and everything. If you can actually ruin your clothes if you overwash them. I have merch like from OTK, and it's starting to peel because I've worn it and washed it so much. So like, that sucks. Preserve your clothing, preserve your makeup. You know, like I've used to spend hundreds of dollars on makeup. No more. I don't wear makeup anymore. My skin is so happy. In all my 6 years of being a live streamer, this is the most clear my face has been for like the past year. I started getting my eyelashes done. I don't wear any makeup on my skin at all. I have not felt more beautiful. So it's kind of crazy, right? Being a VTuber has made me feel more pretty in real life. Who would have thought? I don't think that's something people consider, like, can happen. And if you're a girl like me who loves making content endlessly for the internet and also likes being comfortably herself, then yeah, you should become a VTuber. I just wish I knew about VTubing when I first started creating content. But it's fine. Finally, the last thing I would like to mention is how VTubing has helped me feel way more welcome on Twitch and in the video game space as a girl. When I joined Twitch at the end of 2018, it's definitely a guy-dominated platform through and through. However, literally, the following year or so, a lot of the LGBTQ community showed up, and Twitch supported them a lot by pushing their content. And that's how we have a pretty diverse platform that we have today, because it did not look like that at all 6 years ago. If it wasn't for the LGBTQ community, I'm unsure if I would have continued streaming on Twitch as consistently as I was prior. Because I didn't want to like bend into what felt like the meta, you know, of hot tub streams and everything. Like I love women who try to get their bag and do that. Like, I'm bisexual. I love hot girls. I want to be very clear about that. But I'm a yapper. I play video games. And ever since I created my Twitch channel, I just like wanted to exist on the platform as like fellow gamer who can just vibe with the boys and chat, you know. But I have way too much on my mind to just like smile and look pretty and wave my boobs around on camera. Like, I can do that, but like, I am gonna yap, and I'm also gonna play video games. Like, I love those girls. But those girls, they don't even pay attention to me, you know? Like, I found myself in this really weird middle ground of feeling like I didn't fit in. You know, I have a lot of, like I said, LGBTQ friends. They are amazing and funny and super outgoing. And you know, I am so grateful of how welcome they have made me feel, but I just obviously like I couldn't find just like, I don't know, like a little girly clique of like fellow girls like me when I first started on Twitch, and it was a bit hard. So there it was, the bastion that is VTubing. And if you're a girl who's a yapper and a gamer and it's not very interested about just being a pretty face to look at for people to throw money at and, you know, smile while you're standing there, I mean, you can do that on Twitch. Like, it's fine. And I grant you the absolute best of luck. But the audience, they like to assume real woman face equals like fan model girl, if you catch my drift. And after years of dealing with that, I'm just happy VTubing is becoming like more and more popular. So when people find a VTuber's content like me, um, they don't have like an idea really of what kind of content they might find coming from me. Like maybe their idea is more generalized, rather than, I guess, like directly opinionated right away. Like, oh, this is a girl. This is a girl just trying to be a hot e-girl on the internet, right? Instead, like when they see VTuber, maybe they don't instantly think that kind of deal. So the whole like not demanding the hot girl content, you know, and just kind of like letting me be a yapper and a gamer, from the audience is really nice. So if you've gotten this far in the video, I appreciate you, because I am, like I said, yapping. I am a yapper, and that's what I've been doing. I hope this has helped you consider some things, to know prior of, you know, like becoming a VTuber. If you are either someone who is already a face cam streamer, or you are just literally considering becoming a VTuber. I just wish I thought about some things, or knew about them, experienced them, or whatever, or had someone tell me about them prior to becoming a VTuber. So let me know if any of this helps you. You can relate, you know, and if you need any further advice, maybe on this kind of stuff, maybe like being someone transitioning from face cam streaming to VTubing. I love giving advice to fellow aspiring VTubers. So shout out. I'll help you out. Let me know if you need help. I'll catch you around.